This short demo of the Mango Compliance Software app is associated to a COVID-19 template which has been set up for Worksite setup. The purpose of this audit is to provide a checklist to ensure the key items are thought about for larger worksites that are being used. It should not be considered as an exhaustive list, but it should be completed as part of the return to work process for worksites. So we click on audit, click on the button to add a new one. We select the audit that we wish to do, which is a worksite setup. We enter in here the worksite that we are working at. So in the case of this one, we are working at DSD project ABC. It may be that we might want to add in customers or supplier details. We're just simply going to say here that this is associated to our Aberdeen branch and the department is our operations team that I'm working in. I mentioned the reviewer, which is the person that will be notified once I complete this, so it could be someone in our compliance team or health team or a manager or director. We hit save, and now the form gives us access to the questions which are asked. So we've got a question here around general working arrangements. Are you working split alternating shifts for this area? So I'm going to say no. Is daily team record being kept for those working on the site to allow for tracking and tracing? Yes, it is, when people come in and out. And of course we can add a photo of the site register. Has the work site to be segregated into zones or by other methods as much as possible to keep different teams, trades physically separated at all times? So we might say yes. And again, we may want to take a photo. We may have a policy, COVID-19 site segregation policy, which we might want to add. Has a one-way system been implemented in the worksite? So in the case of this site, it's not applicable. And are all vehicles limited to one person? So again, we're going to say yes, people are travelling to work by their own vehicles or company vehicles. Have you determined a dedicated area that is suitable for site meetings that will allow for proper physical distancing? This site does not have an area for meetings, so they're undertaken on the site with segregation. So we believe that that's not applicable, and we may wish to add a note. No requirements for this site. We then might want to carry on down and look at the other questions being raised. So external interface, has one member of the crew been nominated to receive supplies, and so on and so forth. And the third section focuses on site entry to the working site and how this is controlled, and the facilities that are inside the site. So there are a multitude of questions here we go through, which allows us to confirm that our site has been set up correctly to deal with returning to work with COVID-19 still at large, and the situation associated to the lockdown being lifted and sites coming back to work. So if we hit save once we have completed this, the three buttons at the top gives us the sign off option, and this allows us to sign off to say we have completed